10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I'm alive. Hey, come on. Hey, come on. Are you ready? All right, Bucks fans, are you ready? Let's talk Bucks. Let's do this thing. I am excited about it. Hopefully, we will have a good show tonight.
Try something new tonight and don't suck.
I'm here with the foul mouth producer and you. So we've got a good show in store with, I think, all the usual suspects, or most of them, will be stopping by tonight. So I look forward to some good talk. We've got our usual segments of
Stupid Bucks fans say,
as well as Litterbox Talk with the foul mouth producer. So we are set for a good show tonight. I'm excited to talk a lot about the Bucks. There's a lot to talk about. We've got plenty of chatter, let's call it, free agency chatter. There's always chatter. Everybody's coming to the Bucks. I mean, who have you not heard rumors about? I've heard OBJ. I've heard JJ Watt. I've heard just about everybody. I think the only person I haven't heard any rumors about is Matt Ryan. Give it time. Give it time. Somebody will do it. Just give it time. So I'm excited about this. This show is going to be awesome. Teresa, hello. Mike DeRoche, as always, my brother. How you doing? How is it up there in cold Canada? And Ben Parrish, how you doing, my friend? How are all of you in the chat? I'm going to go ahead and send the link here. Lawrence, hello. How are you doing, my friend? Lawrence Edward Williams Jr., which sounds like a very important name. All right, guys, let's talk Bucks. Now, I want to get into a couple of things. I want to get into expectations going into this year. What are realistic? Obviously, sky's the limit as of right now. I think anybody saying Super Bowl is the expectation, you have to say that. Anything less is a step backwards. I mean, that's a huge expectation. As Bucks fans, we've never really gone in with that as an expectation, just as a hope. I think that's kind of fun. Some people, I think, went in with expectations this year, probably unrealistically, yet it happened. I think it's kind of fun to see, what the heck? Goodness, sorry guys. I think it's weird. Matt Coulson, no word on if Brett Favre is coming to Tampa. Give it time. Give it time. Let's bring. He was here. Now he just disappeared. Matt. You disappeared on me, brother. I don't know what happened. Leone and James, hello. Boy, I got a good cough. I gotta let go. Hold on. All right, I think I'm good now. So, guys, every free agent known to man is being talked about coming to the Bucs. They're not all coming. Make no mistake, there will be a line outside of the Advent Health Facility or whatever they call One Buck Place these days. There will be a line knocking on the door saying, let me in, from a lot of guys like Adrian Peterson on down the line. Doesn't mean they're going to take them all. A lot of the rumors you're going to hear, guys, you have to keep this in mind. A lot of the rumors you will hear about players coming to Tampa are being floated by their own agent. Okay? They're being floated by their own agent. If your agent says, hey, the Bucs are interested, or gets the rumor out there, other teams, first of all, the bidding price goes up. Or if you really want to go to Tampa, you're signaling, hey, we're interested. So there are multiple reasons that every free agent is going to say, is going to get the word out there, a leak, a rumor that the Bucs are interested. It doesn't mean that they are. So be very cautious in believing everything that you hear this free agent season. It's going to get crazy. Matt Colson, how you doing, brother?
I finally figured out how to work this thing.
I was laughing. I'm like, I was about to click on you, and I'm like, oh, he's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, I'm talking about the fact that everybody's talking about every free agent. It behooves them to float the rumor out there that they are coming to the Bucs because it drives up their free agent asking price.
I agree with that.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Well, the league has to know that we don't need that many people. So
right,
we are in the unique position of being selective now. We hadn't been this way before. We used to be so poor that everything was an upgrade.
Yeah,
but we're not that team anymore. So now we got we're the lead horse, and I think that's going to be odd. I think the Buck fans are going to be like, don't know how to act.
Well, and that's what I think you're going to see a lot of people getting mad at Jason Light because he doesn't sign certain free agents, and I think the Bucs have the ability to be very picky. The best way I know to describe it, think about this. You know when you go to the grocery store and you steal a grape? Don't tell me you've never done it.
I do it all the time.
Okay, everybody does it. Okay, they know you do it. Okay. Now, when you go steal that grape, when you look at all those grapes laid out there, what do? You find one that looks really good. You pick the right one. Well, the Bucs have the pick of all the grapes right now. And that's an interesting situation because really salary cap wise, everything is manageable this year. There are things that there are tough decisions that need to be made, but there will be no shortage of opportunity.
We'll have more consistency this offseason than we have in the last 5 or 6, I think, because we're not, like I said, we're not having to. We're going to have some people go chase a bank, like Shaq or whatever, maybe want to do that, and that's fine. But like you said, our salary cap is not New Orleans, and we're in a situation where our talent depth in most positions is there, which has never been that way since Light's been here.
I know Johnny Dean and I always talked about, we need to build depth, And all of a sudden you start to see, holy crap, they've got depth. I mean, they really do.
I think that has to do with that insane coaching staff that Bruce Arians put in that I gave him such a hard time about. And I think he touched on this the other night. It's paying off because those guys that never got past the practice field with 2 assistant coaches and a water boy are actually getting some kind of attention. Yeah. And you're getting better,
they're getting coached.
Quality.
Yeah, they're getting coached. They're getting pushed. People are watching. They have the opportunity to shine. They have the opportunity to show out when normally they may not even get that opportunity.
And a lot of those guys are actually putting more effort forward because they don't feel like, well, this is just I'm going to be here for 6 or 8 weeks and then they're going to cut me anyway, so it doesn't matter. They actually have a chance to perform and
Yeah.
get some kind of traction where they might be able to, if they don't make it here in the off season, they go to another team.
Well, even
with better
if
odds.
even if it ended up being like, let's say you had the opportunity to play for the Bucks, right? Even if in your opportunity you didn't get to play for long, or you were only on the team for a little while, you're going to be better leaving the organization than you were coming in.
That's what
And
I was trying
yeah,
to say.
yeah, and I think that's pretty important and a pretty kind of a cool thing. People are going to want to be here. The young guys are going to want to be here. Now everybody seems to want to be here right now, but I think that's important. By the way, hey Teresa and Ben again, hello. Let's see, what does Pete say here? Pete says, Houston, Texas, go Bucks, Super Bowl champions. How you doing, Pete? Stay warm, brother. Stay warm.
Got water.
Yeah, take a shower. I don't know.
They're having trouble down there.
Yeah, you are. I mean, that's brutal. I don't know if there's any, I'm hoping you can, hoping everything's going well. I guess you're online, you're listening to us, so you got to be doing okay. So that's good news.
Yeah.
Ben Parrish, we're only going to get better and better. Love watching the secondary grow together and succeed together. Let's go from worst to lockdown city. That's pretty cool, isn't that? That is cool. That's good. And the defense, I guess they've got a nickname for themselves, the Grave Diggers.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's what I guess the defense calls itself.
Well,
so
every great team had one.
Yeah,
I don't know if
that's kind of cool.
They're going to be the new Legion of Doom, I guess.
Yeah,
Boom, Legion of Boom.
Legion of Boom. I'm having a microphone issue here. Yeah, like Mike says, why wouldn't you want to be a part of an exciting team? You're right, Mike. By the way, Mike, what are you doing texting? Get your butt on here. I'll put the link back up for you.
Yeah, they went through a lot of years where they couldn't buy a decent player, and people didn't even want to talk about coming to Tampa.
Or when they got him, they came in for a year or two, collected a check, and then left. Yeah, Darrelle Revis, etc.
Yeah, and well, Revis kind of got stuck here. He wasn't in the right place for who he was.
No, you're right. He was not in the right place, but he banked and left. I mean, that is what happened. I mean, that's really what it was all about.
The one I remember the most is the guy that came from Seattle that was going to be the left tackle, I think he was. And he humped a palm tree or something like that.
Yeah, that guy, that idiot. By the way, Mike Darrow's that can't find my hat. Dude, you've got like 450 of them. Just grab one, my friend. Pete said, we call Mike Lids for a reason. Pete says, we're getting back to normal. We were out of power for 3 days. And yes, I finally showered. Wow, man. You got running water. Good for you. I know a lot of people do not. So
they said something like 450,000 people got no water.
I've got a friend of mine who's heading to Texas right now. He's an independent insurance adjuster, and he's on his way out there. Big Bucks fan.
He's gonna have some business.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Mesador says that I'm struggling. My mic is struggling. I can't get it up. Yeah, it happens at my age. What are you gonna do? Anyway. Good times. Good times. I'm glad to hear, Pete, that things are getting better for you. Listen, and this, I guess, is sort of what I want to cover real quick here when it comes to free agency. Like I said, everybody's going to want to come here, and there are going to be a lot of rumors. And Bucks fans tend to kind of get caught up in the rumor mill, especially I think the uneducated Bucks fan. That's not being said as a way to dog Bucks fans. It's a way to say, look, some people know a little more about different things. Okay, for many, many years, I did not know that much about all of this. Look, I believe from the bottom of my heart, Bucks fans in general are the real deal. Okay, there's a select few that happen to be very vocal that maybe aren't the brightest, but I mean, they're in general. I think you've got a very, very good group of people. Having said that, they have not had much of an experience when it comes to winning. It's not that
understatement.
Well, and when I say the uneducated Bucks fan, when it comes to winning, you may be an uneducated Bucks fan because I'm just straight up, we just haven't won. I mean, there's not been it's been a long time since we've put any kind of consistent winning streak together as a team. So I don't know. It just seems to me that you have to understand why Bucs fans will get caught up in the rumor, but the rumor is that you have to understand that teams are going to individual players are going to set up those rumors. Gerald McCoy ranting and raving about how much he loves Tampa and the Bucs and all of those things and how happy he is about the Super Bowl and blah, blah, blah. He's trying to position himself to come back to Tampa. Do I think he will? I think he might come back as depth. I mean, maybe not. I don't know. But what he's doing is not that's not a mistake. When he talks about coming back to the Bucs, when every free agent that you hear talks about coming to the Buccaneers, they're using the Bucs as leverage for one thing. And if you don't get leverage, maybe you can actually go to the Bucs. So that's sort of, there's a twofold reason to use the Bucs as you know, and that's why everybody, you're going to hear rumors about coming to Tampa. Every single person. Okay, the room's about to get smarter. Matt, room's about to get smarter. Let's add Jacob Charnow.
Jacob. Oh, look.
Oh,
he dumped the green.
Beautiful. Very nice.
My hat got from China to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going to be from there.
Yeah.
It's still a week away.
Yep.
Mine came relatively quickly. I'm very proud of the people at NFLshop.com for getting it to me pretty quickly. I mean, what, 2 weeks? That's pretty good.
I'm sure they had a ton of them, and now there's a bunch of kids over in Ethiopia wearing Kansas City Chiefs championship
I
shirts.
always wanted to get one of the loser gear before they threw it out and burned it. I would think that'd be a great thing to have.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Those kids in Ethiopia, I think they're like back to back for the Chiefs. The Bills won it 4 years in a row.
This league doesn't change much, does it? Funny stuff. How you doing tonight, Jacob?
I'm doing well. I had a pretty good weekend overall. Got out.
We haven't seen you, so
I know.
You gotta. I'm telling you, you have access to the car now. We're never going to see you again.
I went on a little road trip today to see a few friends, and where did I go? Where was I this weekend? I don't know. I was just doing stuff. I had stuff to do.
See. Well, yeah. Now there was a debate. We actually had it. We were talking about you last night. How old are you?
I'm 17 now.
You just turned 17. That's what I said, and Johnny argued with me and said you just turned 16.
Johnny likes to argue.
Yeah. At least I got it right, because we all know many times I don't. But anyway, it's there's so much. The fun continues.
There we go.
Now we see why he wears a hat.
Oh, I knew that. You know.
You've got so many hats, brother.
Nice shirt.
Thank you.
Nice shirt, Charno.
Thank you.
Looking good, bro.
Thank you. Appreciate
How
it.
you wearing the flock?
Mike, you have like 450 hats. Your nickname is Lids. What's going on?
I'm very selective.
You're very selective.
He doesn't want to wear one from a losing season. So,
well, no, that colorful hat. I forgot the cancer one. The tie-dye looking colorful hat.
The Hawaiian one?
Yes, that's a cool looking hat,
that's
man.
a cool hat.
Okay.
But anyway,
He said, I'm not going to get it.
nope, we're not getting it, no matter how much we prod. But that's okay. We can actually see his face tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay. There he goes. Now he's hidden again. There he is. They call him Lids just because that's all we see is his lid. But okay. So let's do this kind of early. Let's break this out early, guys. You guys want to have a little fun early?
Sure.
Okay, wait. Let's not wait. Let's get right into. Please tell me to get ready. Here we go.
Stupid Bucks fans say.
You would think it would stop.
Free agency edition, guys. Here we go.
You would think it would stop.
It never stops.
It never does stop. It really never does. Okay. First thing. Now this one we have to talk about for a second, because my misunderstanding when I first read this was just sent to me right before we came on. Literally, Okay, it says Saints logic these days. It says confirmed. Jameis Winston is a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. Postseason touchdowns versus the Bucks. 0 for Mahomes, 1 for Winston. Now I thought, okay, that's got to be a joke, until I realized, no, this guy Stephen A. Smith White.
Yeah, the white Stephen A. Smith.
Right, White Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, White Stephen A. Smith. This guy, he actually put this, and there's the guy above him that put it down as the joke. Literally Saints fans' logic these days. So somebody actually posted that. Yeah, that is pathetic. Now you ready? You would think, just in case you thought that one was a fluke. My cousin said to me, the Bucs should bring back Jameis Winston to learn under Tom Brady.
No.
Should we bring back Jameis Winston to learn under Tom Brady? Yes or no, Bucs fans?
No.
No.
And it's the
Never.
same thing with McCoy. It's kind of like you don't go back with the chick you just dumped. 6 months later.
Yes.
Unless you're
Not
just
with any intelligence. No, you don't. 'Cause
I'd
it always
say-
ends up the same.
It
right?
doesn't. Well, I understand that there's a great saying about that. I'm about to get biblical, guys. This is actually from the Bible. You ready? As a
Okay.
dog returns to his vomit, so does a fool to his folly.
oh, nice.
That's nice. I need that on a bumper
Rick, that's
sticker.
pretty deep, Rick.
Yeah, that's a great quote, and it plays true a lot. But can you imagine if the Patriots could get a hold of Brady right now? That would not apply. So it doesn't always apply. Okay. Sometimes going back to that guy. Now, if you go back to Gerald McCoy and expect him to be different than he was, that's stupid. Okay.
They had to.
You gotta know
No,
he
got
was
hurt.
what he was. You got him as a depth piece. Fine. Okay.
How old is he? 35, 34?
Yeah, he's no.
No, not yet. I think
Right.
he's 33 years old or something. Like
Is he that old? He played
was 30 when he left.
Yeah,
You guys are trying to get younger at that position, not older. Like
Yeah.
it would make no
that's
sense.
what I said. Just bring him in on a 1-year contract for depth.
Bring
But-
him in for a 1-week contract so he can get his name up there with the Buccaneers logo on it and use that for the Ring of Honor promotion that they're going to do eventually.
He's not going to end up in the Ring of Honor.
You watch. They'll
He's
give
not.
it to him.
No, they're not. No. They made it pretty clear they're not all into him when as soon as he left. Remember how upset he was? First of all, he didn't leave under the best of on the most loving of circumstances. And if you recall, when he left, immediately they gave away his number, and he was mad about that. And yeah,
like he's Lyle Alzado or something. Where you're
right.
gonna have to-
He was the only thing in Tampa that there was to talk about for a number of years. That's where the problem came in. Okay, let's move on. While I'm excited for Super Bowl, I don't know what that means. Super Bowl W. Okay. I would have rather seen Jameis do it. This is like Dungy and Gruden. Dungy did all the work. Jameis did all the work and built this team and suffered. Not pretty boy Brady. I want you to think about this. Dungy did all the work. Okay, Jameis did all the work and built this team
Oh, yeah.
and suffered.
No,
Not pretty
they've
boy
got
Brady.
that all twisted. Number one, he's talking about the Super Bowl W, meaning the Super Bowl win.
Right.
Okay. But down here at the bottom, what he's talking about, where Jameis did all the work. Jameis just occupied space, and the team provided him with gold nuggets, and he squandered them.
Yeah.
So, what? How is that Jameis's team? That doesn't make any sense to me.
They were called being a quarterback away. Clearly, that was what it was.
Right.
They were a quarterback away. Jameis didn't do squat for this team besides
No.
30 interceptions last year.
Right.
He burned
Right.
up a half a decade trying.
Well, yeah, but I
can't
mean,
understand.
but there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing dishonorable about the fact that he gave it his best shot, and that's all he's. That's just all he is.
Listen,
I guess what I want to point out is the fact that, okay, Jameis did all the work and built this team.
No.
What work? What did he do that built this team? I'll wait.
Nothing.
I can't think of anything.
I can't think of a free agent that was like, I can't wait to go play with Jameis Winston in Tampa Bay.
Right.
Like that
Deshaun
was
Jackson would mock him in the sideline little
Right.
pump ups that he did.
I just don't. Yeah, I just don't see any in any way, shape, or form I just don't see the way he built this team. And then you hear about Brady. You hear about this pregame speech that supposedly was so epic that everybody's talking about. All the players are talking about Brady's pregame speech. And everybody's talking about the text messages that were sent. And everybody's talking about how he was on them all year and how he started the practices at Berkeley Prep. And it all started then. And they realized this guy's tenacity, hell-bent desire to win.
He's all in.
He brought all of that to this team. And that's what did Brady, I mean, what did Winston build? He didn't. He came and he played.
We got to eat W's. That's the one thing he's going to be known for his whole career.
Yeah, you're right.
Stolen crab legs in college and eating W's on the sideline and getting blown out 40 points to whatever.
Like a little fool.
Yeah.
Looking like an idiot.
And I'm not gonna, and I don't want to sit here and be like, because I understand where obviously the dislike for James Winston comes from because he was bad, and but to look back on that draft and say, oh, I wish we did this differently. Oh, I wish we would have taken Mariota. Like Mariota isn't a good option either as a starting quarterback.
Right.
You had no other option in that draft. You needed a quarterback. He was the best quarterback in that draft.
Look at this. This is why I say you're the smart that you bring that this place gets smarter with you here. Because this is the thing, Jacob. You're absolutely right. Just because he didn't work out doesn't mean it was a bad pick and doesn't mean he was bad. It just means that was his talent level. He's got a fatal flaw, the decision making. You don't know that until he's there. You can say there were signs of it in college. There's always signs of greatness in college. There's all kind. What were Brady's signs? Okay, there are all kinds of signs for failure. So you can't just say that. Okay, you could see this in college. He was a champion in college. Jameis was a champion in college.
He had a stacked roster in college too. I mean, Florida State was as deep as it could be. Everybody on that team was good, especially the years that Jameis was there.
I understand, but Brady. Okay, that's like discrediting Brady for this year because the roster was stacked.
That has the same. I think that has the same value as Patrick Mahomes played Texas A&M, played nobody in college, so don't. He's not a good pick. Same thing with Zach Wilson. Don't pick Zach Wilson. He didn't play anybody in college.
Right.
It makes no sense. It has the same merit as that. I can't understand how that's because what is he going to do? Like, what would you rather him play with? Would you rather Tua play at Alabama without those receivers? Like, I understand what you're saying, but like, it wasn't something like it wasn't his choice to play with those guys.
Right.
He did what he could with those guys.
Well, and I want to point this out here. Okay, Clack 5 White says he burnt his bridge with his words when he said that he learned to play football from Google while he was with the Bucs. Okay. Let me say this. I don't know that I blame Jameis for that part of what he said because I think that's a reflection of Dirk and company. But you saw what he did with Arians. So, and that certainly was not the case with Arians, with the extra large coaching staff, etc. So, yeah, the first 4 years, maybe he didn't get coached like he should. I'm not going to deny that. But he's also somewhat accountable for what he did during those 4 years. He's also accountable for what he did last year. So everybody just hold on for a second. I like what Tim Witherspoon says here. He was balling, Rick. Just ask him; he'll tell you. Check your sheet. Check your sheet. Yeah, Pete Vila. Jameis built a defense on offense by throwing interceptions. There's part truth to that. The Buccaneers have a much better defense now because they got a lot more work than they would have previously.
What a great comment that Rudy just had.
Let's see. I haven't gotten down there yet. Hold on. Okay, I'll get there in a second. Tim Witherspoon, everyone's basically talking about Brady's leadership. That is what everybody's talking about. All the players keep talking about Brady's leadership, and that's pretty amazing. I really think that's amazing. Teresa, you're right. Mariota's a China doll.
And that I think that I also don't like when people are like, hey, well, the Jets should have taken Josh Allen with the third pick in that 2018 draft. Nobody was taking Josh Allen with that pick.
Right.
That was never happening.
Right.
Josh Allen is not supposed to be that quarterback.
David, it says, come on, y'all be real. Winston played here with no running game and the two worst tackles in the NFL a year ago. Y'all said it yourself, and he still threw for over 5,000 yards. Okay, David, here's the problem. the right tackle changed this year, but the left tackle stayed the same and looked much better this year. Okay, why do you suppose that is?
Yeah.
All right, now it's because you had a quarterback who played a different kind of game. All right, this is you can't. What are you going to blame Donovan Smith? Are you going to say that are you going to say Jameis's problem was because of Donovan Smith? Well, look what happened this year. All right, so that doesn't work. That's just that doesn't work, David. All right, you can say the right tackle, who I don't even remember who it was. All right, so that's different. No running game. Okay, you're correct. There was no running game because he threw a pick six half the time on the first play of the game, and you were behind. You were trying to play catch up the whole darn game.
We were down 17 at half a lot. And
Yeah,
that was not on that wasn't the defense's fault.
right. So Rudy, okay, let's get back. Rudy here said Tampa built Winston a championship team. Boom,
I agree
Boom.
with that.
boom. That's absolutely right. We need to bring Mike Allstott out of retirement.
I agree.
That'd be nice.
We need
That would be
something.
nice.
Okay.
I wish that guy could come back around. That was fun football. Let me tell you something. That was fun football. Chill Will says free agent expectations from each one of you. Chill. This is what I was saying earlier. I don't think we know what the heck is about to happen in free agency. From what I hear, they're really gunning to re-sign 5 of the 8. Who those are, I don't know. I guess they already have those in mind. There's 6 they would like to get back. That means there's 2 they're already planning on being gone. I think Fournette is one of them. I don't know who the other one is. My guess is that they're expecting Godwin to be gone.
I think okay. So I kind of flipped my opinion on this. So the Godwin stuff. Can you guys really see Brady letting Godwin walk?
Sure.
I can't. I really can't. Like he came here to play with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and now he has Antonio Brown there, and Gronk's going to come back and all that.
That's why he's willing to, because now he has Antonio Brown. And what if you get another you get another decent receiver? And by the way, he loves him some Scotty Miller.
He does.
Scotty Miller's not
Scotty
getting enough,
Miller's a number, and so is
Right.
that the Matrix kid. What's his
right.
name?
What'd you say?
Johnson.
Yeah, Tyler Johnson. So
Tyler Johnson.
yeah, so yeah, I can see it happening, man. I really can see it happening.
I don't know, but
He's
They
used to
didn't have
seeing
all that
guys go,
before.
man. He's used to seeing guys go.
Just franchise him. That's all.
Yeah, Yakin Ben Israel. Leave Jay Boo alone.
God.
Okay, let's get back. We were in the middle of we were once again in the middle of
Stupid Bucks fans say.
all right. Now let's get to the next one. I believe this was it. My son said it would have been more rewarding if the Bucks won it with Winston. I got to thinking and agree. There's your problem. You got to thinking.
okay.
Us fans have been through all the ups and downs with him. What do you think? We never went through the ups with him.
There was no ups.
There were no ups.
Lots of
There
down.
were no effing ups. He didn't have one winning season. There were no effing ups.
I'll say the only thing I'll give credit, and I hate giving credit to people like this, but I'll give credit to him when with I guess it would have been more rewarding because you drafted Winston, but like you wouldn't have won the Super Bowl if you still had Winston because you wouldn't have a lot of these pieces.
It would
So
have been more rewarding if we won it, in
I would've-
1979, but
I would
it
have
didn't
won more
happen.
money. I would have won more money if I bet on the Bucks with James Winston starting at quarterback. I would have won a lot more money than
Right.
the Super Bowl here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going here. Why? Once you win with players you just won with, they have to be traded. Well, the thing is salary cap. I think what they're trying to say here is, I think what they're saying, they're misunderstanding traded, first of all. This is part of why this fits so squarely into
Stupid Bucks fans say.
okay, what they're trying to say here is not traded. They're trying to say you're going to lose certain players. They're saying, why once you win with certain players that you just won with, do you have to go ahead and lose them?
That's essentially saying, why would you why would you win a Super Bowl? Like what? Like I don't understand the point.
What do you do for a living? Not you. I'm saying in general. You have to ask yourself. It doesn't matter what you do for a living, okay?
Right.
Let's say you're, I don't know.
A male dancer.
No.
Okay, fine. You're a male dancer. Okay, you're a male dancer, and you happen to be with, this really good male dance group troop.
Yep.
Okay, all right. And so, what are you going to try and do? You're going to try and end up with Chippendales or whatever. Okay, and once you're with Chippendales, what are you going to do? You're going to make money, man. You're going to try to make money. And that's all these guys are doing. They're trying to make money. So if they change teams, they're just going for the cash.
Well, you got 6 years to get it right when you're in the
NFL, and let's switch that. Okay, female stripper. Okay, she does well. She's making a lot of money. What is she doing? She's nuzzling up, I promise you, to every rich guy that comes in the club. Why?
So
for the money.
Are you saying there's no loyalty?
Well,
listen, man, it's not about loyalty always. It's about business. I mean, this is their job. Don't forget that. For us, it's a fan thing. For them, it's a job.
Yeah, it's a toolbox situation. You have so much time. It's an infinite or finite situation where you get drafted at 21 and you may make it to 26. If you can do that, then you get one check.
Yeah.
And then you're done. Not many people get past the age of 30 in the NFL. It just doesn't happen. So you got to, from their point of view, the player point of view, cash in while your body will let you, because there are an awful lot of guys that blow a knee out in the first semester of freshman year and never get the opportunity to go make money at it.
I mean, think about it this way. I mean, we pick a team, we wear the jerseys, we root for them. We're all about it, right? Now you think, there's no loyalty. That team can trade those players. Then what good was the loyalty? Right? I'm loyal to this team. Boom. They sent you somewhere else. What now? So, I mean, it's a two-way street. The team can get rid of you and move you if it's better for them, and you can move if it's better for you.
Yeah, and it wasn't always like that on the second half of that equation. Back in my day and your day, Rick, it was we'll keep you as long as you're beneficial, and then we just cut you.
Yeah, about loyalty. That's a great point, Jacob. Let's talk about loyalty when you think about Carson Wentz. Where was the loyalty there?
Draft a quarterback, But to be fair, the Eagles, everyone criticized the Eagles a lot more than I think that they should, because the Eagles are going to get a first rounder out of this. Wentz, they're going to make the playoffs. They are going to make the playoffs. And he's going to play. I think this thing with Wentz's health, I feel like it's more about the timing of his injuries. It's not about the number of games he's missed, because he really hasn't missed that many games. He's gotten hurt at the end of most seasons. He didn't miss a single game because of injury last year. Didn't miss a single game because of injury the year before.
Let me point this out. If it's about loyalty, then what about Jameis? Team showed no loyalty to Jameis. They let him go.
They showed loyalty to him 2 years longer than they should have.
No, they didn't.
No. I don't think after the third
because
year,
he was on the team, man. He was on that rookie contract.
Yeah, and then he did the Uber driver in the taco stand. Yeah. And that got him in trouble. They took him off all the literature.
No, he didn't do that then. He did that before. I think it was either before the first year or right after the first year.
Okay,
but he got caught, and they looked at that as a PR nightmare, and it was their worst nightmare coming to fruition because of his history.
Well, there is truth. There is truth with that.
Okay, this is the NFL. Teams are trying to win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Your quarterback can't win you a Super Bowl. Loyalty means absolutely nothing.
Right.
And if this is the same thing I'm saying with Deshaun Watson. Teddy Bridgewater has no right to be mad at what the Panthers are doing right now for Deshaun Watson, because I understand that. He played there for a year because I don't know if you saw that Teddy unfollowed the Panthers on all social media and whatever because he's petty like that, and that's what all teams do. But if you have a chance at a guy like Deshaun Watson, the Bucs had a chance at the greatest quarterback of all time. And they got him. And for Jameis to sit there and be like, you guys should have another year with me after what I did last year, he's speaking out of his ass. You can't do that. You can't. It's it makes. I really just cannot. This loyalty thing is. I can't get behind it.
No, you can't. No, I agree. I agree. They had a chance at the best quarterback in history. They got him. You put it perfectly. Now, here's the thing. If a guy has a chance to go make some money somewhere else before that team cuts him, before he gets cut, before whatever, I mean,
you know what? You know what loyalty was? Loyalty was what Houston did for J.J. Watt.
Yes.
That's loyalty. You
Yeah,
know,
by letting him go.
loyalty is what the Jets did for Le'Veon Bell.
By letting him go.
You
Yeah,
let him
letting
go.
him go. Yeah.
You let him go do whatever instead of trading him for picks, which the
Heck,
Texans are.
man, Matt Stafford.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
didn't JJ Watt want out?
Yes, that's why it's
Yeah.
loyalty.
Yeah, but the Houston could have traded him for, let's say, they wouldn't have gotten a first rounder for him. I think they would have gotten a second rounder for J.J. Watt, and the Texans are in need of picks, and realistically, that's what they should have done.
Right.
But J.J. Watt had been the most loyal Houston Texan for the last decade, so you let him walk and you let him.
JJ Watt bought
try him in.
Houston.
Yeah.
I mean, he paid for all kinds of stuff down there. He was a
Oh,
charity machine. So
Yeah.
that-
Brian's here just in time for the segment.
they owed him that.
Here we go. Okay. Do y'all ever feel like we dropped the ball on Josh Freeman, as in not getting him the requisite talent and protection around him?
I don't want to talk about that. That's good.
Josh Freeman?
Yes. Listen, man.
His problem was Adderall.
Yeah.
The whole
I think it was
thing
Adderall,
was-
alcohol, and who knows whatever other drugs.
Because he couldn't
Apparently
put himself back
cocaine.
together.
And there's all kinds of other rumors about Josh Freeman. Don't ask,
But
don't tell.
At that time, there was a dealer for Adderall in the locker room somewhere because everybody was getting caught with it.
Yeah.
Doug Martin got busted on it.
Well,
Josh Freeman got busted on it.
Doug Martin's issue was Molly's, supposedly. So
I forgot that guy existed.
yeah.
So
Okay.
did a lot of people.
Jamie Lindsay. He provides good material a lot. Damn it, Jason Light. Why didn't you sign these guys to a 2-year deal before the season started? Sue, Fournette, AB. That way you can focus on Godwin, Shaq, and David.
Talk about
Listen.
3 high-risk players.
Well, and it's also, the thing is this. It's also, Sue was not high risk, but the thing is this. It's not always up to you. You can't just sign somebody to whatever length of a contract you want. The player has some say in this.
Especially when you're talking about Sue.
Right.
The guy's
And,
royalty in the NFL right now.
right. But AB, okay, really? You're going to risk him on a long-term deal? How's that going to probably work out for you? And they'll probably get him again anyway because nobody's going to sign him right now. All right. Fournette's gone. Listen, man. We got Fournette for a year. We got him at a very, 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 very ridiculously low price. He went out. He balled out for us. He did some wonderful things. Say thank you very much. And he's replaceable.
And
Okay, guys.
Coach said he was going to cut him at the off the postseason roster.
Yeah, did you hear earlier in the year? I guess there were some issues.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And
So-
all right, and here's what that was a perfect example of recency bias, right? Because that same tweet could have said, if things had gone differently, why would we sign AB to a 2-year deal when he's this much of a troublemaker and like he's this much of a
Right.
problem in the locker room?
Right.
So you
And that
can't.
was the real concern, wasn't it? I mean, it was to me.
Right,
That
but
he
that-
came
but-
in here and started
this
going TO on
perfectly.
everybody.
They played this
Right.
perfectly. That's it.
Yeah, they played it perfectly. They got a Super Bowl out of the deal. Look, man, that was the goal. They hit
He
it.
didn't catch more than 10 passes in the postseason anyway.
Right. They hit the mark. Okay, let's keep going here. Last one. Listen, I've been a saint now. This one is so awful. This is the winner, by the way, of
Stupid Bucks fans say.
only this is from a Saints fan.
I can see it in the second
Listen,
line already.
I've been a Saints fan for let's see. Ever since we drafted Drew Brees in
Drafted
2006.
Drew Brees.
First of all, they didn't draft Drew Brees.
Come on.
Okay. So I've been watching football for over a decade. Boy, that long. From childhood to adolescence to adulthood in a decade. And that was quite a decade. I guess he means 8 through 18. Enough to know what I'm talking about when I say that I have never seen such a godly quarterback as Jameis Winston. Ever.
Huh?
I can't even wait until our Lord and Savior Jameis Winston re-signs with us and leads us to the promised land.
Okay.
They come down off the bath
This was who is on the other side of Brian Pearson's couch. We found him.
This is the guy who started the Tide Pod thing on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Wow. That's the winner of
Stupid Bucks fans say.
Bucks fan. All right. Now I want to address this. Rick, I've heard you say it yourself last year when Winston was snap the ball. He was running for his life, and I do agree. We needed somebody like Brady to hold our offense accountable for what they do on the field and not wait until after the game and wanting the Bucks to trade Smith because we were afraid he was going to get Brady killed. And I do believe we wouldn't have gotten to the Super Bowl without Brady. Don't get me wrong, because we wouldn't have gotten Gronkowski or Brown. I do agree. Okay. Let me attack this from multiple fronts. First of all, how did you hear me last year? I want to know how David Moser heard me last year. David, please put it in the comments how you heard me last year, because I was not a part of Bucks Report last year. So
David Moser is just the fell out producer in disguise.
Well, no, I just want to know where he heard me last year. I mean, because I was not a part of Bucks Report. So hold your britches. Now, as far as me being okay, let's see. We all were wanting the Bucks to trade Smith. Yes, you're correct. I was wanting the Bucks to get rid of Smith. They weren't going to trade him. That was obvious. Okay, but I was wishing they did not have Smith, that they were not saddled with Smith. And I will tell you flat out, I was wrong about Smith. Smith needed the coaching. Smith needed a different type of quarterback leadership. Smith needed the accountability. Smith needed to get his backside in gear, and that's what you saw. Who brought this drive for excellence? It wasn't there for the 5 years under Winston. It's there for Brady. So that's why I'm saying what I'm saying about him. So just stop. David, stop defending Winston. Stop it. Stop it.
Over.
He was the number 3. He was the number 3 behind a freaking tight end in New Orleans. All right. He's done nothing. So it's hard to defend the guy.
He threw a touchdown pass.
Brian's
that was what
Brian's
iced it. Everybody got right back on it again. Oh, look at that arm. Oh. Look at that arm he's got. Oh,
Brian's trolling the Jets, Jason.
There we go. At least the New Orleans Saints make the playoffs. What does the New York Jets?
Here we go. All right. I'm going to save this comment right here. I'm going to screenshot it real quick. 1 sec. And I'm going to bring it back in a couple of years when the Saints are, $70 million, over $100 million.
No, they're right now, they're $70 million now because Drew Brees restructured.
Okay. So $70 million in cap hell.
Did you save it?
Cap hell. 1 sec. Here, let me do it right now.
Okay. All right. Brian says
the Saints are going to
Brian's not sober again, or whoever talked last time. They're gone. At least the New Orleans Saints make the playoffs. Unlike the Jets, haven't made it in a long period of time. That's pretty sad.
I love watching the Saints' amount of Super Bowls because I don't know how many Super Bowls the Saints have. It's one.
Yes,
how many do the Jets have? They have one.
Yes.
So
okay, but to be fair,
and you know what the answer is for the Bucks, right? You know what the answer is for the Bucks. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. That is so beautiful. And so beautiful. That I think is probably what Antoine Winfield Jr. was saying.
Or
oh man. Let's see. What is
But Brian's got to realize
in the off season on Peter Blake's show. Okay, David, if you heard me say anything, you did not hear me say that Jameis. I came out after last year and said, listen, I have been a Jameis supporter, but it's time to let him go. It's time to move on. It's time to go. So I don't know what you're talking about, David. I mean, I can bring back every time I was on his show. I can bring it. I can show you every time. I still have everyone saved. I never said. Now, there were times I said, listen, Jameis, this was, I believe, my exact quote or story that I gave. Jameis is like dating a crazy girl. Okay? It's awesome in so many ways. It's so much fun. It's crazy. It's fun. It's wild. It's exciting. It's all of that, but you're going to end up with the cops in the driveway. That's what it's like dating Jameis. I mean, having Jameis as your quarterback, it's like dating a crazy girl. Okay, that's the exact example that I gave about Jameis and how it doesn't end up good.
You're going
So-
Brian again.
Okay. I'm so tired of it. Jameis Winston goes to New Orleans. Let's say he wins a Super Bowl. There is not a single Buccaneers fan who should say, "Oh, I wish we kept him," because that is BS. Because that is ridiculous. If Sam Darnold goes right now to the Bears and wins them a Super Bowl, which he won't, if he goes and wins them a Super Bowl, I am not going to sit here and say I wish the Jets kept Sam Darnold, because guess what? He wasn't doing that with the Jets. Jameis Winston was not winning the Super Bowl with the Bucs. He had his opportunity. He failed hard.
He didn't have a winning season. Suck on that, Brian. He didn't have a winning season. We're not going to be wanting him back. Okay? Okay, let's see. I'm not arguing that point, but to say he's a bad quarterback, remind me again how many quarterbacks threw for over 5,000 yards. Can you tell me their names?
Can you name another 30-30?
Yes. Right. That's what I was about to say. So, I mean, you got to throw for 5,000 yards when you put your team behind so fast.
Right. They're garbage yards. Those are garbage yards. Half the
They were trying to come back.
They're fast.
Brady didn't think, you know what? Brady threw, think about this. David, this is a perfect example. How many yards did Brady throw for in the Super Bowl? 190 something. Why? Does that make Jameis a better quarterback? No. Okay? Yardage. Forget that, okay? Brady didn't throw for as many yards because he didn't have to. Okay? He didn't put the team behind immediately. He wasn't leaving the defense with a short field. It wasn't that. You're comparing two things that make no sense to compare together.
But they stick out. It's kind of like Rojo and his 97-yard rip that he got, and now he's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
The reason Jameis didn't win the Super Bowl, he wasn't trained by the right coaching staff. What we do is train our quarterbacks to be winners, but Drew Brees was getting old and tired. Now listen. No, hold on. That's left to be seen, Brian. That's left to be seen. That may be true. I don't think it's true. I don't think it's his physical ability. You cannot change this. What's in here? You can't change what's in here. And that's always been his problem.
His problem was he couldn't figure out the mic.
These are people. Okay, this is what makes me angry. These are fans. These same people who are sitting here saying that Jameis Winston is going to be a stud on the Saints are the same people who just like saying it because they want to have that unpopular opinion.
Right.
And they don't watch film. They didn't. Brian, have you watched? No, that's a dumb question. Have you watched any of Jameis's film? There's no way that he has any sort of evidence or anything that Jameis Winston is going to be a solid quarterback for this team.
Right. Well, you're right. I mean, unless you're looking at yardage, if you just look at a yardage statistic only and ignore every effing thing else.
I would love to see what Harry the Greek would have to say about that, about just looking at Jameis's stats and yardage, because he was
right. By the way, Barry, how many picks did Winston throw on the way to all those yards?
30.
There it is. More than 30.
31, I think it was. Started his career with a pick six and ended one with a pick six. How many
7 pick sixes? Get this. 7 pick sixes in a year. That's how many Brady has thrown in. I believe I forget how many years it is now, but it's over 10 years. Think about that. Let's look at this scenario. Let's look at this scenario. How did Tom Brady play for the New England Patriots a year ago and lost in the playoffs? I believe they went. I don't remember what they won the division. They were in the AFC Championship game. So how did he play for the New England Patriots a year ago? Pretty darn good. Okay, and lost in the playoffs. But then he comes to Tampa and wins the Super Bowl. Explain that to me. Well, he just missed it in New England that 1 year. Okay, after winning it, I believe was it 2 out of the previous 3.
Holy Christ!
So I mean, come on, man, come on.
Like you want to explain it to you. Like Tom Brady was throwing to like literally nobody. like I could have been out there playing receiver for the Patriots.
Right.
Like and Tom Brady comes to a place that was a quarterback away, because your boy Jameis Winston couldn't get them to the playoffs
with the same receivers
with
for the most part.
Same receivers, and I promise you, I don't want to say I can't sit here and say that if they didn't have Antonio Brown and Gronk and all them and Leonard Fournette that they would have won the Super Bowl, because I don't know of how true that is, and I can't make a fair argument for that. But for the most part, it's the same team, right? It's the same defense for the most part, besides Antoine Winfield. It's a similar offensive line besides Tristan Wirfs. And your piece, Donovan Smith, that I understand why you wanted to get rid of him. As that was the correct take at the time, where he was playing terribly, and you want to get rid of him. That's how it worked with Jameis Winston too. He was playing terribly.
Yes.
And I don't know how people sat here and said that Jameis the Bucs should have kept Jameis. You gave him half a decade to try and get this thing right, and he couldn't.
Right. And by the way, two great comments here. First of all, Tim Witherspoon, didn't the Patriots lose in the first last year, first round to the Titans? That's deceptive. They had a first round bye. So no, they did not lose in the first round. Okay. They lost in their first playoff game, but they had a first round bye.
Yeah.
So yes, that's what it was. You're correct. But this is great. Chris Williams. Chris, awesome comment. Comparing Jameis to Tom Brady is disrespectful. Good Lord. That's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. It's going to happen, Chris, because Brady took over for Jameis. It's inevitable. And they're the Jameis Winston diehards. And if you've been following Chris, you saw all the posts I just put up where people, I'll put one of them back up just for the heck of it. My son said it would have been more rewarding if the Bucs won it with Winston. I mean, there are so many of these things. While I'm excited for the Super Bowl win, would rather have seen Jameis do it. That's why, Chris. That's how it happens.
Oh my God.
That's how the comments happen.
Brian. How do you make these comments, man? Look at Teddy Bridgewater. You're going to look at the Teddy Bridgewater Jets situation and say what Teddy Bridgewater was working with the Jets is the same as what he was working with the Saints. He had the best receiver in the league last year and a top defense and a top offensive line. And literally the same reason why Drew Brees succeeded last year. I'm saying Drew Brees was not impressive last year either. It was not impressive this year. He had the team around him that made him look great. And that's not saying anything against Drew Brees. It's saying, I don't know how you can compare Teddy Bridgewater's situation to the Jets to the one in New Orleans, because it's not the same at all.
I love this. Two things. When Winston throws 30 picks with the Saints, y'all will get rid of him too.
Absolutely.
And let me say this. I love this. Comparing Jameis to Brady is like comparing crab legs to goats.
Oh.
It's awesome. That's awesome. That's
Whammy.
a great quote, Tim. That's a beautiful
Legs to
quote.
Goats. You see what he did there?
Yes,
that
I
was true.
did, and that was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. Jacob, you got to run. Tell
Yes,
everybody
I
where
do.
where to find you.
Yeah, so check out the Hard Count Football Podcast on YouTube and SoundCloud, and then check out the Hard Count Football Podcast live Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Hard Count Football YouTube channel, right here on Bucs Report. Follow me on Twitter at Jacob Charno, Instagram at Hard Count Football, and guys, it's the off season. A lot of fun stuff going on all around the NFL over there on my show. It's a ton of fun. We're talking draft, talking free agency, all around the league. I invite all of you to come onto the show and debate me about anything you want. This Tuesday, my show will be done with Harry the Greek. So very exciting stuff there.
Awesome. Very awesome. Very awesome.
Yes.
Jacob, thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. I'm going to say goodbye to you, and we're going to go ahead and give the foul-mouthed producer his time that I have to give him.
For sure.
So, Jacob, thank
All right.
you very much, brother.
Appreciate it, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. All right. Let's go ahead and give the foul-mouthed producer the required time slot that I'm under contract to give him. I'd prefer not to, but y'all know I'm stuck. So here you go. Litterbox Talk with the foul-mouthed producer.
Well, bless my fuzzy nuts, we're back. I get to finally share a little bit of wisdom with you. Let's talk about free agency. Every motherfucker that's a free agent is going to be rumored to coming to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, not every is coming here. But I can promise you, everyone will talk, no matter who it is, people are going to say that he's interested in coming to Tampa. Well, no, Sherlock. Of course he's interested in coming to Tampa. Why wouldn't you want to come play with the cat, champion of throwing? Why wouldn't you want to come to the Super Bowl champions? Not everyone is coming here. Some will, and some will leave. We need to prepare for the changes. We need to be wise in the free agents that we end up with on our team, but not everyone will be a fit. Now, one guy with that four-letter network said that OBJ should come to Tampa. OBJ is not coming to Tampa. Bless my fuzzy nuts again. OBJ has no business coming here. He has a huge contract. He's not coming to Tampa. If the Buccaneers are willing to pay a wide receiver so much green, it would be Chris Godwin. But if they're not going to pay Chris Godwin, they certainly are not going to bring in a problem child like OBJ. Why would you pay a problem child and not the receiver you can count on? There may be changes at running back. There may be changes on the defensive line or on defense, but in general, I believe most of the free agents will return and some new ones will join the fold. So, suck on that, NFC South. Let's look forward to another great year where we can be Super Bowl champions again. Now, back to this droning on and on by this goddamn sucky ass host. Have a good night. Go Bucks. Go Bucks. Holy shit, we're Super Bowl champions. Go Bucks.
His fuzzy nuts.
And
Beautiful.
all right, so that's what that's the message he had to give to you. Take it wherever you want.
So he's not an OBJ fan?
Apparently, Fuji is not an OBJ fan. But so here's the thing. This is what I don't know how else to say this. So I'm just gonna say this. David, get your tongue out of Winston's throat. If you're gonna call yourself a Bucs fan, Winston's on the Saints. Let it go. Now I can respect Brian Pearson for saying the stupid crap he's saying because he's a Saints fan. And he's going to be a little bit blind to the actual facts and reality. Let's face it, as Bucs fans, we've all rooted for a team that's been sucky for a decade or two, and we've all held out hope. And you hold out hope. That's what you do as a fan. Brian's holding out hope. That's what he's going to do. Okay, I can respect that. All right, but seriously, David, get your tongue out of Winston's throat. All right, he's gone, buddy. He's gone. It's the girl that left you that you keep talking about as though how wonderful she was, even though she cheated on you 3 times and screwed you over and, got you arrested and all of that. And you're still like, yeah, but, and you're coming up with every excuse. Let her go, man. Let her go.
Say la vie, Jameis.
She's gone, man.
Adios.
She's gone. But anyway, Brian says, whose cat is that? That's pretty cool. I do like that. That is my cat. That is my cat. That is Fuji. And yeah, he is he's always sitting right here, right next to me during every show with this condescending look on his face. And that's how we ended up with the foul-mouthed producer, because he's always looking at me with this look of, are you freaking kidding me, you idiot? I mean, so that's where this all stemmed from, because every time I'm talking and giving an opinion and I look down at the cat looking at me, it's like, he's looking at me like, really? so that's how that whole thing developed. So I put the microphone in front of him and gave him a couple of minutes. So he's the producer of the show, and that's how that all
Look at the name change. Lids has got a. He's got a.
Screw Jameis. Nice. I'll go with that. I will go with that. Anyway, what does Tim say? It's cute that you think I don't know what happened. I'm not sure what I missed something there. David Moser. David, stop it. Okay. His friend worked at Publix and gave him the crab legs. He didn't just walk up and steal them.
Bullshit.
No. I think that's probably true. Okay, that's
exactly
probably that is probably true. I don't have a problem with that. I've heard that story before. I think that's probably true. But get your tongue out of his throat. Seriously, or just change colors. Okay, Brian, I'm sure will welcome you. Okay, I'm sure he'll welcome you to the fold, David.
Just bring some Cheetos.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. Come on. No, I'm not acting like he was the only problem we had. I'm not saying he's the only problem that we had. This is where you're getting screwed up with it. I'm not saying he's the only problem we had. I'm not saying anything about Jameis other than he's freaking gone. We've got Tom Brady. Everybody, let it go. Let it go. Okay? Like the crazy girl that you dated, you had some wonderful times. You had some amazing times. You had some spectacular times. Okay? I get it. But it's all going to end up in disaster. That's what I'm trying to say, David. That's all. So come on, man.
Is this the Winston show tonight?
What's that?
Is this the Winston show tonight?
Apparently.
Free agents.
Lord, they just won't let it go. Yeah, we're talking about free agents. You three guys in the panel, do you put Tom Brady in the top 10 as best quarterback in the NFL, in your opinion, honestly now? Okay, Brian, that's actually a fair question. That is actually a fair question because it depends on whether you're talking overall. The answer is obviously yes, because he turned the Bucs into what they became. Okay, you've said it, Brian, multiple times. You've said the Bucs would not win without Brady. So you have to put Brady in the top 10 because you're saying Brady is the reason the Bucs won the Super Bowl. You have to put him in the top 10. If you're saying he's not in the top 10,
you're a fool.
Well, then why are you saying they wouldn't have won with Jameis, but they would have won with Brady? But then you're saying Jameis is good. You're talking all over the place. Okay, so would I put him in the top 10? Yes, I would put him in the top 10 because of his leadership. Okay, because of his leadership, like Joe Montana, having a very strong arm was never the. If you're talking strongest arm or fastest legs, no, but that's not all there is to being quarterback. So, anyway, this puts it perfectly right here. Look, I'm no huge fan of Brady, but when he takes a 7-9 team the previous year all the way to the Super Bowl and wins it, I dislike him a lot less. I think that's well put. That's probably well put.
It's funny how many people hated him, myself included, when he was in New England because we got so tired of every year.
Well, yes, but everything changed with the guy when he. There are so many people who hated Brady who like him now once he walked out drunk. I think that's hilarious. I think that
never saw that before.
Right, the avocado tequila tweet or whatever that he did, or the.
And good for him.
Good for him. That was awesome.
He's a human being.
Yeah. David Moshe, you probably don't believe me, but I'm with you. I'm just tired of hearing it. That's the point, David. That's what started this whole thing was all of those posts that I put up there where people are just, sucking on Jameis's teeth. Okay. I mean, that's the point where I'm tired of hearing it, man. He's gone. And that's what started all this. He's gone. Adios. I mean, even if you liked him, even if you think Bucs could have won with him, okay, you're guessing that the Bucs could have won with him, okay, but they didn't. So let's move on. And that's my whole point behind all of this. Is just let it go. 5 years. Look, last year he was 7-9. Last year the offensive line didn't play like it did now. Last year everybody was different. Listen to the players. Listen to the players. Remember how remember how much Winston was, Mike Evans loved Winston, right? Always supported him, always had positive things to say, always was, he was like, yeah, it's hard to see him go. Very positive about Winston. And then what do you see after the Super Bowl? Man, I can't believe you guys came here.
He also said it's good to see these young guys finally have a chance to win.
Yes, and he said
that's coming from a guy who spent half his career in
right.
one location and just suffered through it.
Right.
All the expectations.
And the thing is, you listen to the players all talking about Brady's leadership and all talking about Brady and what Brady did for the team and how Brady impacted the team. Everything about Brady. What do you hear from all of the free agents? Heck, man, you're hearing it from Fournette, who's leaving, talking glowingly about Brady.
Yeah,
and I mean,
these guys
the thing
don't
is,
have the same. Anybody who leaves Tampa to chase a check is not going to come back, or will look back at these years and say that they were in the best situation
right
when they were down here.
Right.
I don't see any other team in the league that builds like we're doing,
right,
and doesn't have that one leader of the pack that's 48,000 years old, Methuselah back there. He still manages to get people motivated.
Yeah.
And that's the thing
and not in a small way. Right.
Yeah, you can't teach that skill.
Do you remember what everybody was saying about his pregame speech before the Super Bowl? They kept using one word, epic. They kept saying Brady's pregame speech before the Super Bowl was epic. You had several players bring up the fact that they hope the Buccaneers will one day drop the recording of the pregame speech.
Oh, it'd be great to hear that.
Yeah, it's all about playing for the name on your jersey and what kind of honor do you have? What kind of pride do you have? This is very true. Ben, this is what I was just saying. Players even said in interviews, we wouldn't have came back from 17 points last year. Brady is the answer. And that's absolutely right. Brian asked the question, Rick, in your opinion, if your team has the money, what free agent do you want to sign now? Be honest. The guys that are on the team. The guys that are on the team right now that might be leaving. Those are the guys I want to bring back.
You know how many years it's been since I've heard where I've actually felt that way? I don't see a weak link anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. It's really weird.
We need to just stamp this team and push them forward.
Yeah.
Figure out a way to
get
them.
Here you go. Back. I agree with you, Rick, because you think Brady would have let Smith knock the ball out of his hand while they were on the field? Hell no. Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
David, I agree with you. And I really agree with David here. I hope that speech is on the Super Bowl DVD.
Oh.
Apparently, it had a bunch of expletives, so they may not release it. But holy cow, I want to hear that thing. I really want to hear that. But yeah, Brady boosted the morale of the entire team and got every one of them on the same page and genuinely like each other and cheer each other on. I can get behind a quarterback that can do that. That's huge. That's why, Barry, I say Brady is a top 10 quarterback. He's not top 10 with arm strength or leg, or speed. Neither was Joe Montana, by the way.
Neither was Favre.
No, Favre was pretty quick at scrambling around and all that, at least early. And Marino was actually, if you're talking about a good parallel, you're talking about Marino. But if you could give Marino the leadership of Tom Brady, then, you'd be looking at Tom Brady. I just think, the most passes, okay, since they started, this is a great statistic I read today, guys. It must be true. I saw it on the internet. That Winston, we talked too much about that. Brady threw more passes that were in the air more than 25 yards. Okay. In the air yardage, more than 25 yards. He threw more passes with more than 25 yards in the air than any quarterback in the history since they started taking this statistic. Okay. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
Well,
this guy's 43 and he threw more passes of over 25 yards in the air. The reason they delineate that, and the reason I keep bringing that up instead of just saying more passes 25 yards, you can throw a short pass and the guy runs for 25. So they're not counting those. They're counting just ones that were in the air for more than 25 yards. By the way, Tim Witherspoon, you're dead on correct. The wink link is our punt returner. Holy crap. What the heck, man? Jaden Mickens looks like, I mean, every time he's out there, he never screws up. Let me say this. The guy never screws up. He doesn't do anything spectacular, but he always looks like he's about to screw up. I mean, you always feel like you're right on that edge of something really bad happening, and it never does. So I think that's kind of funny. By the way, people are not talking much as we talk about free agents. The one guy they're not talking about a lot that is a free agent, and I'm a little concerned, is Ryan Suckup. Ryan Suckup is a free agent.
Is he?
Yes.
Well, yeah, you don't really sign your kickers for very long.
Yeah, he's gonna want some money too. Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. But Barry, this was my point. Yes, sounds like he's got darn good arm strength to me. That was my point. Is so much for that. Jakob Ben Israel. What's a DVD? Yeah. The Super Bowl DVD. I want to get that. I really do want to get that. And I'm hoping there's a lot more of the mic'd up stuff. I feel like we did. I feel like the NFL held back some of the best stuff audio wise. Like they didn't give us that pregame speech, and they didn't give us the that exchange between Brady and Tyrann Mathieu. And I wish we could have heard that.
Oh yeah,
that would have been cool, but
yeah.
It probably wouldn't. Your mother wouldn't want to hear it.
Right. Well, I'm pretty familiar with the beep. They can bleep a lot of that stuff out. I'm pretty familiar with it. I can always get the producer, the foul mouth producer. He'll bleep it out, but I don't know.
We were in their heads at the end of the first half. I mean, had them all messed up.
Barry said they already re-signed Suckup. I don't believe that's true, my friend. I hope you're right, but I don't believe that's true. Can somebody check that out in the chat?
I'm going to look right now.
Yeah, I don't believe it's true. I might be wrong. Christopher Cole says, I definitely didn't think Brady was the answer because I didn't think he could throw down the field. Now I know that he is the answer that we definitely needed. Yes, you're right, Christopher. I got to tell you, coming into the season, I expected his leadership to make a big difference, but I did not realize he had the arm that he has, that he still has that arm, that he still throws like a kid. I'm blown away by that. And people keep trying to say, well, he doesn't throw his, like he did earlier in his career. He actually threw more deep passes than he ever has. So
I got the answer here, Rick. You're
okay.
Right.
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Unregistered free agent right now.
Yeah, unrestricted. Yeah.
He got $1 million last year.
Yeah, this is what terrifies me is that, he's going to want a lot more than that now. And the Bucks just you probably aren't going to have it. So anyway,
Do you believe we're going to lose a kicker in free agency? That's nuts.
No, they did it with Connor Barth. They did it with Matt Bryant. They did it with and then they end up in trouble by drafting people and getting. I'm just.
We don't want to go through that. Ray will have an absolute aneurysm if they let him go.
Now I kind of want to see that, but. But yeah,
I've never seen anybody
you're right.
Infatuated with a kicker in my life.
Yeah, he loves him. Yeah, he definitely loves Suckup, but I still never figured out how you actually say it. Is it Suckup? How do you say that?
Suckup.
Suck.
Not suck up. Kind of run it all together.
Suckup. Anyway, yeah. Tim Witherspoon says exactly correct. Suckup should want more. He earned it, and that is correct. He has earned it. And if the guy wants money, well, you gonna blame him. If you had the chance to make $1 million for a year or $5 million for a year, to go play for a team, what are you doing?
If he does leave, who's out there in their free agency?
Don't know. But I didn't know he was out there, and I didn't know enough about him to have an opinion. So. But I can't say I trust Jason Light on this one thing. I don't. So I don't know. They need to resign that guy. Yeah, Barry. They do need to resign him. I like him. He's a good, solid kicker, just as clutch as Grammatica was. Yeah. Well, we don't know that, Barry. We don't know if he's clutch. The reason I say we don't know if he's clutch is, and I don't know. I can't remember a season that never came down to a kick. It didn't. Not one game this year came down to a kick. That's
is
pretty
kind of odd.
Yeah, that's weird. Not for either side. Not a kicker for either team, not against us or for us. So I thought that was an odd season. That means next year, watch out.
Doink, doink, doink.
Or just get ready for a whole lot of kicks. So I don't know. I mean, it's what I think is so fun though, when you watch what the Buccaneers look like they're going to do next year. I mean, it's too early to sit here and start talking about what's their record going to be. Okay, I don't know what their record's going to be because I don't know who's going to be on the team right now. I'm not willing to go there yet. But I can tell you this team has the potential to have a scary good year. Now, here's what happens. Let's say you look at a team. Let's pretend you look at it and you say, I don't know, maybe 14-2. If a team looks like 14-2 or is good enough to maybe be a 14-2 team, I'm not saying that's going to be the Bucs. If they are that, Buccaneers fans are not going to know how to look at that and make a decent judgment because we've never seen it. And I don't mean that sarcastically. I mean that dead literally. Bucs fans have never seen a team good enough to be 14-2. So we're going to look at it and go, oh, they should be 16-0. And somebody's going to be pissed and call for Jason Light's head or Bruce Arians' head if they lose a game. Because that's what Bucs fans do. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, we've kind of gotten ourselves spoiled. In the last 6 games or 8 games or so, we got 30 points every game. It's a given. You're going to get 30 points. It's just a question of how much you're going to give the other team. And if they come into that next year, mid-season, we could be 16-0 over the 2 years.
Yeah, it would be
and then
awesome.
end up, wouldn't you? What's it going to be like on week 17 next year if we are undefeated?
Well, it's going to come down to the Super Bowl because the going 17-0, it's not the first time, or 16-0 is not the first time. Okay, yeah, the New England did it. You've just got to finish it.
Yeah, nobody's finished it.
Right.
Carolina
Since the Dolphins,
closest.
right. Since the Dolphins, no game coming down to a field goal. I was hoping means the curse has been lifted. Here's hoping. But yeah, no, I think you're right, Matt. I think you're right. I think you look at it and you have to.
We're going to get the Tiger Slam. I'll put that on paper right now. We're going to go 8-0 out of the box. It's a question of what we do from 9 on as to whether or not we get down the road. But I don't think – I can't imagine what the fan base is going to feel like if we go 7-0 or 8-0 and then we lose a game. And they act like the whole contract's over, and we're all.
It's over. It's all over. Brady's done. He's over the cliff. Yeah. It's not too early. If this team plays the same way they closed out last season, all I can say is the 72 Dolphins had a good run. Tim, I like the spirit. I like the attitude. We just don't know who's going to be back. So hold on. If you lose Levante David and Ndamukong Suh and Chris Godwin. Yeah, I mean, it's just too early right now. Let's wait and see what happens.
Well, you had Kennedy on here the other day talking about dynasty.
I know. It's way too early. Stop that crazy talk, 16-0. Come on now, basically. Now be realistic. You don't really see that happen for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brian, let me say this. First of all, I didn't see Super Bowl happening for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brian, I didn't see the greatest quarterback of all time coming to play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right now, I'm a little out of my element. Okay, I'm not going to deny what you're saying. I can just tell you, no, I don't expect the Buccaneers to go 16-0. Like I was saying, if they're a 14-2 type of team, we're not going to know. I mean, Bucs fans are going to say 16-0. Look, 16-0 is not something I will ever predict. The ball is not a round ball. It's an oblong ball. It bounces in weird ways. I will never predict a team going 16-0. God knows if it ever were to happen, if they were to go undefeated, thanks for the surprise. Okay. It's a good surprise, but I mean, no, I'm not expecting that, Brian. Absolutely
what kind of
not.
would they put up a Brady if they did that next year?
Yeah, but if you go 16-0 and lose the big game, who cares?
Well,
Well,
right,
yeah,
he
that's
did that
my opinion
before.
on
Now,
that,
if he went undefeated and took it all the way, I don't care if it's for the Bucks. Let's pretend he goes to another team after the Bucks. Okay, goes undefeated, wins the Super Bowl. I mean, the guy. It's just. I mean, at some point, it just becomes what. What's a step beyond legend? I mean, what is a step beyond all
Iconic.
of these things? Yeah, what's beyond that? Because I mean.
He's done
There's
it
no
already.
athlete in American history that will have been able to achieve what he's achieved if he were to ever pull that off.
Michael
There's no
Phelps.
way you could argue it.
Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps. Well, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
not.
usually
But
last in
that's
the
no.
parade.
It's not because that's not year after. I mean, yes, it's the Olympics, okay, but
He went to what, 3 or 4 Olympics?
yeah,
And won them all?
yeah. If I
So
remember right,
that's-
that undefeated New England team lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. Yes, that's
Yes,
correct.
they did.
That's the David Tyree catch off the helmet.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That
But
was-
the Dolphins did it when they only played 13 games, and the Patriots passed them in a way when they won the first playoff game, then defeated the seed. You're correct as far as winning the same number of games in one season, but you gotta win the Super Bowl for it to count.
How many games next year? 16?
It looks like it's going to be 17. It looks like it's going to be 17. So you'd actually think about this. If you won 17 games and got the bye, you have to win 2 playoff games. That's 18 and 19, and the Super Bowl is 20. You would literally have to win 20 games.
Anybody can win for 5 months straight, can't they?
In a game with an oblong ball and lots of injuries, and yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a pretty
5
crazy
straight
thing.
months of victories. Put that up in your brain. That's half a year.
Yeah,
And good God, that would never.
Okay, we're talking about how great Brady is, how we, all that stuff, blah blah blah. Major League Baseball, the logo for MLB
Yeah.
is Harvey Killebrew. Okay, the NBA is Jerry West. Now is the NFL Tom Brady?
yeah. Well, you gotta you gotta wonder. I mean, change the logo and have that like Jerry West is the logo.
Yeah.
You almost gotta go ahead and make him the logo for the NFL. I mean, at what point? And I don't mean this sarcastically, but like the MVP trophy's got to be named the Brady MVP trophy or something. I mean, at some point you've got to start to put this guy into a status like that, where you've got you've got the Lombardi trophy. You've got trophies named that, they're all named, but at some point you got to start doing something different with Brady. I mean,
It's a God trophy.
I think the Deflategate. You think?
what's that?
What?
I said I think Deflategate might hurt his legacy a little bit.
I don't think.
I don't think so. I don't think Deflategate did. I think that the filming other teams stuck. I don't think the Deflategate thing did, because every quarterback in the league came out and said, "Yeah, it's not that big of a deal." I mean, Brad Johnson said that they doctor footballs in Tampa during the Super Bowl year. They rubbed mud on them and did all kinds of things before the game. So, I mean,
Yeah, the filming the other team's sidelines, which is kind of, somebody said in the comments, or maybe you said it the last time we came up with this. You could do that any game. You
Yeah.
just sit there on the opposite side with a video camera and take the pictures.
yeah. Tim Witherspoon says, "Okay, but make it a Bucko Brady logo. I want
Oh,
to see the
God.
outline of the hat, and the mustache." Yeah, I don't think that's a terrible idea. If Tampa Bay Buccaneers go 16-0 and win the Super Bowl again, then you have to make your cat go crazy, because it'll be awesomeness thing to see your cat go, because he did that go 6. Yes, it would be fun to see whatever the foul-mouthed producer would have to say
I think
at that point.
Peter would have, his head would explode.
Peter, yeah, he would have a heart attack. Peter would have a heart attack.
Bringing his
It'd be-
passion and bringing his this and that.
Yeah, there would be some nonsense going on, brother. I mean, let me tell you something. Brady on that boat brought some nonsense.
Well, he earned that, though. I
Yes,
how many
he
times
did.
They won so many times in New England, and they had parades in the snow.
Yeah.
So yeah, he finally got a chance to go out and
Good for him.
cut loose.
Oh no, absolutely good for him. Absolutely good for him. And by the way, the throwing the trophy thing, we never really got into that.
Who cares?
Let's talk about okay. Let's talk about that for a second. Who cares? I don't disagree with you, but what if it went in the water?
Oh well.
That's what I have an issue with.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this is my thought. If it went in the water and got damaged in some way, shape, or form, to me, it's almost epic because they would go down and get it, right? They'd have divers go down and get the thing. So you go down and get it. It's damaged. It's it's whatever. And forever, that trophy that you're displaying, that's awesome.
That'd be the anchor trophy.
That's awesome.
It's a Buccaneer away.
Yes, that's awesome. So, yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking, but now, what do y'all think about the guy who created the Lombardi Trophy, talking about the fact that she was upset, didn't sleep for 2 days because of the fact that Tom threw the trophy?
Who cares?
Well, it's kind of sacrilegious. They got these things about the Stanley Cup where you don't touch it and you don't look at it and you don't do this and you don't do that, or it's all bad karma and whatever. The Lombardi Trophy is named after a guy who was football, and it's kind of disrespectful in a way from one position, I guess. If
you mean to throw the trophy?
Yeah, to treat it like it's a
I agree with you, but the funny thing is, the only way I can somewhat forgive it is it's Tom freaking Brady who was finally cutting loose for the first time in his life. So it's almost endearing. Yeah. It's like, wow, Tom Brady for the first time in his life publicly did something stupid. Good for him.
And that's usually a Gronk move, isn't it? Gronk is the one that dented the last one.
Yes. So it's like, I feel like, there's a certain amount. He's got like so many of them that it's like, yeah, okay, I got this trophy enough. Look, man, he's held that thing so many times, he knows how to throw it.
So he threw it to Cameron Braid, I think it was.
Yeah, well, he threw it to a whole bunch of players, but Braid's the one who caught it. Yeah. Yeah, Barry, you're right. When what you said here, the filming of the other teams was on Belichick, not Brady. You are correct.
But Brady benefited from it, and that's where he got black eyes.
Yes, agreed. Okay, Brian says, if something happened to Tom Brady in a game, he got hurt, God forbid, do you guys have a good backup quarterback? Okay, Brian, that's a good question, Brian. That's a good question. Do we have a good quarterback? Okay, that's up for debate. All right, and there's a lot of debate amongst Buccaneers fans about whether or not they have a good enough quarterback. Bruce Arians believes that the quarterback they have is a good enough quarterback. Right now, it's hard for me to argue with Bruce Arians, but it's a reasonable question to ask. And I guess, I don't want to see that happen, but if we do see it happen, I guess we'll find out.
Well, Bruce is going to speak coach speak, right? He's not going to say,
correct.
Oh, no, Blaine Gabbert's not ready for anything.
Correct.
No, we're not having that.
Yeah.
But sooner or later, they're going to have to draft or bring in Brady's replacement to ride behind the pine, and we'll go back down that road again.
Yeah.
And wait for him to retire.
How fun is it going to be seeing the greatest quarterback of all time suit up in Buccaneer orange next year?
Oh,
I mean, that is just. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm like, oh my god.
Are they gonna do the helmets throwback? Yeah. Or are they gonna look
No, they're looking at throwback helmets. They're looking at the whole shooting match.
That I would love to see.
Yep, that's what they're looking at doing.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
David says nobody thought the team would go on 26. I think that was there a chance the team can go 20-0 is highly unlikely. Agreed. It's highly unlikely. Who knows? But no, I'm not. I'd certainly never predict it.
But you're right. The people that are Buccaneers fans, if we got 15 wins and we lose one game, the earth just stops spinning and everything's going straight to hell.
Yeah.
And that's kind of unrealistic. I'm in that category. I was that way in the middle of the year.
Yeah. Now, Tim Witherspoon says, I think it was only 12 foot deep where he threw the trophy. I don't believe that's true at all, Tim. And first of all, how do you know that? Second of all, I promise you Brady didn't know that and didn't factor that in. Brady was not looking at how deep it was and saying, okay, now I'll throw it here because it's only 12 feet deep. Okay. First of all, if you know how, when he threw it because he was drunk. Okay. That's why he threw it. But whatever, good for him. It happened. They had a great time. I was so happy. Everybody having that great of a time is what made me wait. That's when it sank in for me that the Bucks won.
You work all
So,
of those and you let loose. Who cares?
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I don't know. What does it say? Stephen Glasgow. I'm always back on the scene. I support my New Orleans Saints. But I'll say this: you guys were the wild card team, and you went to the Super Bowl. Congratulations, Brian. I don't know what's happened to you, brother, but thank you. That's all I got to say. And much respect to you, your fandom for the Saints, and the fact that you're saying that kind of stuff. Because I think you're right, brother. So what is this? Brady holds the NFL record for wins in a row with 22. 2003, 2004, and for the only 16-0 regular season in 2007. So
That was a long time ago now.
Yeah, it was. I'm also seeing in the NFL they're trying to get female coaches. What do you think about that? They have a couple on the Bucks right now. Matter of fact, the assistant defensive line coach, the assistant D-line coach is a female.
One of them's an MMA chick.
Yeah, well, they're. I got no problem with it.
Tangle with them.
Yeah, I got no problem with it. I don't care. The players respect them. The players have said they're great coaches. I got no problem with it at all. So,
you know what Bruce Arians done for the equity? They like to talk about equity nowadays.
Wait, what is this? Only 13 people are watching you. That's how many people who care.
Oh God!
And yet, Gary, you're one of them.
And he typed.
Yes.
He didn't just watch passively. He inserted himself.
Right. So apparently Gary cares. Oh man. It's just
It's going to be like this though through the off season. People don't. What happens with you guys with the radio stuff in the middle of this time period between now and Easter? I mean,
there's all kinds of things that come up. I mean, it's going to be weird because there's no combine this year, and there are things that normally we'd talk about that we're not going to have the opportunity to. So that part's going to get a little bit weird.
No Pro Bowl.
Right? No what?
No Pro Bowl.
Well, the Pro Bowl it happens before the Super Bowl, the week before the Super Bowl.
It was a call-in, wasn't it? They did a ceremonial
virtual
thing.
Yeah, they did virtual. So yeah. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. Brian Pearson says there's 17 people in chat. And by the way, Brian, you're talking about the number of people that are on. You're looking at the number of people in YouTube chat. Gary is talking about the number of people in Facebook chat. There's also people that are tweeting, that are in chat on Twitter. Yeah, there's all kinds of we're on 4 different platforms, so the total is completely different. But thanks for your
concern.
Yes, I appreciate the fact that you're concerned about how many people are watching.
It's
fun. It's funny how we're all just having a good time talking about it, and you're busy trying to find a way to cut us down. And yet you're the one sitting at home wasting your time on something you apparently don't care about. And you're making fun of us talking about something we do care about. I mean,
let's let it go.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know. I enjoy calling idiots. They're fun, and they want attention. Obviously, they're begging for attention. It's something that Mama didn't hug them enough, so I feel like I'm doing a service.
Social media, man, it's something else.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we have been here for an hour and 39 minutes, and I said I was going to go for an hour and a half tonight, so let's call it a night, guys. From me, hold on, you ready? From me and you guys think I'm kidding?
There he is.
Okay. You guys think I'm kidding when I tell you he sits there the whole darn time.
Is it Fiji or Fuji?
Fuji.
Hey, Fuji.
The whole darn time he sits there right next to me. Every show sitting right there. Just sitting. Doesn't lay down, doesn't anything. He just sits there.
What about the other one? You said his name's Kodak or something?
Cody. Yeah, Cody is downstairs.
He doesn't come up?
Nah,
He's
she
not allowed?
lays down there. She just lays down there, and she's probably like, "Can we get over this?" So, so yeah, she's
I
the
got
calm.
rid of the two that I had.
She's the calm, serene, very different personality. This one over here, Fuji, he's the maniac. Yeah, you. I'm talking about
The
you.
male.
Yeah, he's the one hanging from the rafters. He's the one that, you just have no earthly idea what to expect from him at any given moment. I found him one time on top of a door. I don't know how he got up there. I came home and he was on top of a door. I'm like, there was nothing right next to the door. There was nothing next to the door for him to like jump up on and then get up on the door. The door was halfway open and closed. I don't know how he did that, because you'd figure however he got up there, I'm guessing jumped, hit the doorknob, and then leaped up from there. That's the only thing I can think of.
It's pretty vertical.
Yeah, he's it's always something
else.
It's always something.
never
Foul
cease to
mouth,
amaze
the
you.
foul mouth producer. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot for coming tonight. I appreciate you guys.
See you
We
guys.
will be back, I believe, on Tuesday night. Sometime coming up here, I'm going to take a week off, but we will be back this Tuesday night and next weekend as well. And then I'll figure it out from there. But I want to thank you guys for coming by. Yes, Bucks time. Gronk dented the trophy one time by hitting a baseball with it. It's pretty crazy.
Batting
Thank you, Christopher. Great show. Great. Thank you for the comments and being involved in it. Stephen Glasker, as always, thank you for coming by. I very much appreciate you coming by. Tim Witherspoon, the guy when it comes to comments in there. He's amazing. Yakin Ben Israel, always coming in strong. Female coaches are great for cheering you up and giving you hugs when you get hurt. Wow. You know what? If you ever saw one of these women, Yakin, I dare you to look him in the eyes and tell him that.
That one chick that's MMA is a bad.
Yeah,
man.
I dare you to make that comment to them. All right, guys. Y'all have a great night.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a great night, all of you. And we will be back on Tuesday night. We will be back Tuesday at 9 o'clock for What's Cooking in the South. Saturday night for What's Cooking in the South. Sunday, 1 week from tonight. We will be right back here for Live from the Cheap Seats. Thank you guys for coming by. I mean it from my heart. Thank you. Only one thing to say about free agency right on the way out the door is this. Wait and see. It's fun to get caught up in it, play around with it, have fun, get excited, do whatever you got to do. But wait and see, because we have no idea where this is going. Go Bucks.
Come on now, we ain't done. We talked about that. Let's play harder. Let's play tougher, harder, tougher, everything. Easy. Come on, boys, let's go now.
New year, new team, TB12 on the scene. He throw the rock up the ground, straight down to the seam. Godwin in the slot, yeah, he can't be stopped. Evans on the outside, yeah, the boy got hops. We ain't playing games, man, enough is enough. We gon' ball out till we hold the trophies up. 100-yard touchdown, then the D make them punt. Go hard or go home, and them boys in the zone. We them Bucks, and we taking over. 31 teams, best look over your shoulder. We them Bucks. It's our time to shine. They ain't never gonna stop, and we on the grind, and we them Bucks. Our team is louder, putting feet up in the league, and they folding power. We them Bucks, and we winning it all. The ship is in our backyard, and this year is ours. On the D, let's start with that boy JPP. Sutton Vita in the middle, straight up plug the scene. David is so underrated, I can't believe. We got White, he be a rookie, but he a beast. Shaq gon' bust you in attack. Bully the line, deliver the sack. Young gun talking all that smack. Murphy Davis in the back. Dean and Whitney never lack. I'm just giving you the facts. This our year and it's a fact.
I'm just giving you the facts. This our year.
We them Bucks, and we taking over. 31 teams, best look over your shoulder. We them Bucks. It's our time to shine. They ain't never gonna stop, and we on the grind, and we them Bucks. Our team is louder, putting feet up in the league, and they folding power. We them Bucks, and we winning it all. The ship is in our backyard, and this year is ours.